To all those who thought I was done talking about mental health, please listen up because I will not be silent on this topic. This is a topic that needs to be discussed. There are so many going through this, so many dealing with this, and so many that don't know how to come forward and deal with any of these situations. If I can do my little part of having an episode come out weekly, have my own series to hopefully help at least one person out by situations that I've been through from some firsthand experience and other guests I may have in the future that have experiences, then I will definitely continue to do my part. I will not be silent. I will keep speaking on this, for it is important, and it is important to me. Please enjoy today's lesson on mental health, and please check on your people always. Never know what they are going through. Be blessed.
What is going on? Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearthed. This is your host, Micah, owner of Lawn Dude Lawn Maintenance LLC. Once again, man, as we close in into 100 episodes recording podcasts. I'm not sure exactly what number we're at now. I know we haven't hit 100 yet, but I know we're closing in on it. I thank all those who listen to and support this podcast. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. I didn't do this to become rich or anything of that nature. I literally just wanted to start this to do a few things, man. One of those goals is just to hopefully talk about experiences that I've been through, some firsthand experiences I've been through. You know, some guests I will have on this podcast in the future, experiences they've been through. You know, so that maybe you don't have to do this in a difficult way like some of us have had to get to where we're at now. I'm still experiencing things. I'm still going through difficulties. I still have some low times that I go through. I feel like when you're in business, there's always going to be a different, I don't know what the word is, man. I guess I could say struggle. So you almost have to pick your struggle. I hate to say it like that, but it's always going to be a challenge. That's the word I was looking for right there, a challenge. It's always going to be a different challenge that you deal with. And then just being a husband, being a father, being a man of faith, it's just always going to be different challenges, different things you're overcoming in life. Each and every day of your life, man. So, today's another installment on mental health. It's also a truck talk as I head out to do a customer service. It is real time. It's a Friday afternoon. I'm recording this. And I'm honestly driving out to an area where I did a service earlier. I did an aeration and seeding service. So for those who aren't familiar with aeration and seeding, it's when you put holes in the ground and then you spread the seed. So this is a big service in our industry. It's a big service that we provide for our business. So it's the one time we don't worry about route density, and we actually are willing to travel to get some one-off jobs when it comes to this. I normally do this type of service on Fridays. So earlier, I did an area that was far from us. It's about 15 miles away from our house. So I traveled out there to do the aeration seed. I actually initially signed one client out there, and the neighbor, they were talking to the neighbor one day, and the neighbor said, I'd like to get my yard aerated seeded. So they reached out to me last week, and I was able to get the client a quote, and I was able to do them both today, both their properties. Now, I'm telling this story to provide context. Don't worry, as you know, everything always connects when it comes to me. So, just pay attention to the story, and you'll see exactly how this connects to dealing with just the mental health, just the mental struggles that we deal with on a daily basis. So, back to my story. I did the aeration and seeding jobs for both of them. Now, the one person who decided they wanted their property taken care of as well, it was a flat property. I used my stand-on machine, which it's hard to describe how this machine works. It works as a power seeder. It has a seed drop box in the front. It has a number that you dial it to for the X amount of pounds that you're putting down per thousand for whatever property you're on. So I had the number dialed in. It was dialed in to put in the perfect amount of seed. Basically, it's dropping that seed down, and then it's perfectly putting it down to the holes. That's how the machine is made. So I have clients every once in a while that will say, hey, no seed was put down, or I don't see the seed. Well, it's because of the way the machine works. A lot of times I'll even show the clients before I even do the service, this is how the machine works. So if you don't see seed in certain areas, don't be alarmed, don't worry. Grass will come in because I assure you I seeded this property. So the original client that we signed up for had a steep slope on the side. That a lot of times I'm one of those guys who likes a challenge when it comes to different properties. I love operating equipment. I probably would have tried doing a lot of that with that machine. But what happened was it rained a lot the other day. So a lot of that was wet, and I didn't want to take a chance of sliding the machine down the hill and having to winch it up or something of that nature. So I had to use the walk-behind aerator on that whole entire slope, the whole side that was wet on that property and the whole backyard, and then take a spreader and actually spread the seed. So because of this, you can see the seed, afterwards because of this method. I know some of y'all listening to this can see exactly where I'm getting to with this story here. Like I said, might be boring to you. Don't worry. I'm gonna provide context in a minute here. So I went through a whole day of aerating, seeding, traveling all over because this was the day where I did properties all over. A lot of one-off jobs. I still have a bunch of invoicing to do because today is the 20th real time. 20th, all my commercial invoices go out. The 21st, all my residential invoices go out. So I'm going to do them all today just to have them knocked out, knowing that the kids have sports. They both have games tomorrow. And that's one less thing they even have to worry about. I'm also going to handle all the dispatching for next week while I'm at it. And so my goal was to come home, change the blades on the mowers, which I sharpened yesterday for all the machines. So I was going to change the blades for the machines, load the trailer up for Monday, grease up equipment, grease up my mini skid for a backyard renovation that I have scheduled for next Friday, and to hook up the dump trailer, and go run and grab the last few yards of compost that I need to take care of these jobs. So yeah, I had all that planned for this afternoon, and on top of that, I was gonna change before I did any of that. I was gonna change my wife's oil in her car. So she got back. I went to change her oil. This client left a voicemail on the business line and emailed us about not seeing seeds. So I picked up the phone right away. When it comes to customer service, I try to address these situations right away. I called the client. I explained how the machine works and everything else, and he's talking about he walked down to the neighbor's yard and seen the extra seed. Now, you hear the context I provided there with how I did a lot of that yard by hand. Because of that, it looks like it got more seed, but it's the same amount. So because he's walking down to the neighbor's yard and doing a comparison game, he's saying I didn't put any seed on his property or it's just not enough. Even though I explained it to him and he said he understands, I still need to go out here and put more seed down. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little frustrated that I do have to run out here and do this. But it's customer service 101. I know that there's not a time I'm going to be back in this area. Like, if it was in our direct service area, it's one of those things I could have got up early tomorrow morning and took care of. You know, it's one of those things that wouldn't have taken no time for me to go ahead and take care of. But because it's outside the area that we actually service, it's 15 miles outside the area, our normal area. I'm going this afternoon, this evening, a Friday evening, to go throw this seed down. Now keep in mind, it's only about a 4,000 square foot property. I have a 5-gallon bucket of seed filled right now in the back of my truck. And I'm pretty much just going to throw the whole entire yard just to make them happy. And I'm going to knock on the door. I'm going to knock on the door and make sure I get their approval before I take off. Because that's the customer service that I like to provide when I'm able to provide it. I don't even feel comfortable sending an invoice to the client until I make sure they're satisfied. So it's another reason why I go out this evening and take care of this. Now, because of this, I'm telling you right now, nothing is trumping me taking care of my wife's oil change, which is why I made sure to take care of that first. But because of doing this, my blade maintenance for the machines, for the mowers, I did not get to them this evening. I had to get to them next week, one evening next week, which good luck with that. Take your pick. Every evening's busy. I really need to go get that compost for that reno next Friday, but I'm going to have to figure that out and do that another day. So I say all that to say, how do you address customer service? I'm not just talking about customer service for your business. I'm talking about how do you address your family? Do you address them as well as you do your clients? Or do you address them better? Me personally, I guess you could say family service, because it's not a customer, it's your family. For me personally, when it comes to customer service, I've always had great customer service. I know how to talk to people. I know how to do customer service. My previous background as a manager of a company, that's all I did was customer service. So prepare me for owning a business. When it comes to my family service, I do that a million times better than I do my customer service. And I just told you that my customer service is great. So all that I just listened to you, I should be overwhelmed. I should be stressed. I should be frustrated, but I'm not. I'm really not. Because it's part of who I am. It's the type of person I am. And I know a lot of people listening to this, it might not be the type of person that you are. You may not be the type of person that is willing to go above and beyond for your family, that's willing to go above and beyond for your clients. The way I am traveling out to this client's property just to throw some seed down, to make them happy, make sure that they're satisfied, is nothing in comparison to what I am willing to do for my family. So you haven't gotten how my story time there connects to this week's installment on mental health. I honestly don't know how else I could break it down other than how much are you willing to do for your family? Now, if you're a business owner as well, and you do customer service and you provide the best customer service out there, but you don't take care of your family, you're not out there doing whatever it takes to take care of your family, then shame on you. I'll be doggone if taking care of clients is ever going to take precedence over how I take care of my family. Now, if you're doing it right, your family is above all. And at the same time, you take care of your clients because it's part of taking care of your family. You better say that again, my man. Don't worry, I will. I'm going to say it again right now. If you're taking care of your family the right way, you best believe that doing something like what I'm doing right now is part of taking care of your family. You best believe it. So, I'm taking care of my family above all else. So you best believe that, like, me running out here right now to take care of this customer service is part of taking care of my family. It's part of taking care of my family. It's part of ensuring that we continue to keep a good name out here. Continuing to make sure that, we get good reviews for our customer service, our excellent customer service. We get great referrals because of our excellent customer service. And that allows me to continue to provide and take care of my family. Did you hear that? That allows me to continue to provide and take care of my family. So I literally just explained as to how everything here is connected. It is all connected when you're doing it right. You don't slack when it comes to these things, man. So how do you deal with your mental health, man, when it comes to these situations? It's a lot of people out there that would be in the same situation I'm in right now. They would be stressing. They would be frustrated. They would be getting all upset. They would be getting uptight. They would be all over there getting all types of in their feelings over the fact that somebody complained about their service. Me, I got a smile on my face right now. I'm going to go out here and take care of this service for this client. This is not a tough service for me to go out and do. It's not tough for me to get a bucket of seed, walk around the property, and throw it in areas that are thin and bare. It's not a hard thing for me to do at all. So the fact that you got so many people out here that act like they can't provide excellent customer service in these situations is mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing to me, man. I would honestly like my legacy to be that I've always been an honest person who always did whatever it took to take care of the family. So through these situations, man, I also gotta ask, did you check on your people, man? Did you check on your people? And did they check on you? Because when some go through these situations, they're not able to quite deal with them the way I deal with them. It's two different situations. I mean, it's two different ways to deal with a situation. You got people that aren't able to handle the pressure, and that's no knock on them. You just got different types of people. People deal with these situations differently. Gotta understand that. Those are the people you really gotta check on. The people who can't deal with these situations. You gotta check on your people. You gotta ask how they're feeling, how they're doing, how's their mental, because it's not an easy situation to deal with, man. It really isn't. Being there for your family. Trying to be there for your clients or even potential clients. You heard my podcast just last week talking about the struggles of trying to be there for everyone that I love. That is an ongoing struggle for anyone who strives to be 10 toes down at all times. I can't do this 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I said that in yesterday's podcast. I am all in, like I just said, 10 toes down. 10 toes down, both feet down. I stand behind everything that I do. I guarantee it. So for my family, they deserve the best. For my family, I will always be there. For my family, I will strive to always do what I need to do. Always put in my best foot forward. 1 foot in front of the other. 1 step at a time. So, this right here, this podcast right here, I understand that this one is all over the place. It's not like how a lot of my mental health usually go. And I know it's going to be a lot of people that's going to not listen to this whole entire podcast. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure at this point, when it comes to my podcast, it's maybe only a handful of people, if that actually listen to all my podcasts, that actually understand exactly where I'm coming from with this. Exactly why I'm so passionate about this topic right here. I'm passionate about always putting in my best foot forward for my family. If you're not passionate about that, then honestly, I don't know what you're in it for. What, for money? You want them people that puts customer service and everything else that you do ahead of your family? If you that type of person, then you the type of person that can't even really be around me, man. I don't know how you could be that type of person. My family will always come first for me. I love my family. And here I am, 10 toes down, keeping it 100. Always. I'm always going to be solid when it comes to them. So what do? How do you do your customer service? Do you do it better than you do your family life? Or do you go above and beyond for your family life, for your family service, and then you also go above and beyond when it comes to your customer service? Because at the end of the day, when you're doing all of them great and you put 10 toes down in both of them, your best foot forward in both of them, when you're putting in your best effort forward for both of them, it all becomes one. It all becomes one. At that point, it just becomes priorities. And I would hope you prioritize your family. Because when you prioritize your family, doing something like running out for customer service on a Friday evening, it's understood. It's understood that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to provide for my family. It's understood that I love my family that much. That I'm willing to make sure we keep our name good so that we can continue to keep building and continue to keep getting more and more clients, continue to get more and more leads to provide for my family. So I will say this one more time because I'm not going to say it 2 times because no matter how many times I say it, people don't ever understand it. But you need to check on your people, man. Check on your people, man. You never know what they're going through. You never know how they're dealing with a situation, especially one like this. You never know how they're prioritizing things in their life. But y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Lon Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.